Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Natalie Henry Charles, and if you're new here, I'm a mom on a mission to run my small business and raise my little ones. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about quite a few things. Here you see me unpacking a large order, and that is because we are gearing up to pack an extremely large corporate order, and I'm going to tell you how I got this order and what you can do to maybe secure your next corporate order. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the video. We talk about a couple of things, so just stick with it all the way to the end. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so we have our 600 cards, and I'm gonna start getting them packaged up. I also have cellos here, and then I also have, oh, that's all we need actually. Oh, the envelopes. We're gonna start packing up this order. This order is for a green energy company, and I am just so excited. I chose 2 women's empowerment designs, and the reason for these designs is because they are basically going to be putting together a little care package for their employees for International Women's Day. So I'm literally so excited. I'm so excited because, as you guys know, Pretty Peacock Papery, that is the premise. That's our mission statement, is to empower women, and to have a large North American green energy company seek little old me out for 600 cards to give to their employees. It really just, it means the world to me. So let's go ahead and start packaging these up. I do have to ship them out tomorrow, so I just want to make sure that everything goes according to plan, so that I don't have to, you know, rush tomorrow. So I'm going to be packaging all of these up today. I know. And if that's not enough drama, my sister, so today is the 12th of February. My sister offered to take the kids for the afternoon. She said that she's going to be throwing a Valentine's Day party for them. So it kind of gives Jeff and I one of our rare moments together alone. So I have to do all of this in like literally just a couple of hours. I don't think I'm going to get all the way through it, but I just want to see how far I get through on this order. And then after the kids go to sleep, then I'll probably finish packing it up tonight. But I do want to make sure that I get this packaged up today so that we don't have any drama tomorrow. So while I'm packing things up, I'm going to go ahead and also talk to you guys about basically working with companies in bulk. So this is a corporate client. They are not a wholesale client. Wholesale basically means that they're going to be reselling these. They're not reselling these. They're gifting these to their employees. And gifting, honestly, I think a lot of people sleep on corporate gifting. And corporate gifting is really very lucrative. And the reason why I say that is because corporations at the beginning of every year, or like whenever they do their budgeting, they basically have enough, they decide what their budget is going to be. So they have a specific budget that they are willing to spend every single year to essentially, you know, spend on gifting. So it's honestly very, you know, smart, I guess, to, if you were to target corporations. I just don't have the manpower to do it quite yet, but it is something that I want to do in the future because I see how lucrative it is. And, you know, obviously this is not just like a money grab. I care about women's empowerment, you guys know that. But it is also where you kind of don't have to like fight for the pennies, if that makes sense. A lot of what people don't tell you with big box stores, right, is that big box stores, in order to meet their margins, they will essentially ask designers to discount their prices, their wholesale prices. So as we know, wholesale is a 50% markup of the retail cost. So if I'm selling something for $5, the wholesale price would be $2.50. The big box stores, you know, everybody is very excited to work with the big box stores, but the big box stores expect a lot more than your typical neighborhood mom and pop wholesale account. So if I sell to one of my shops down the street, they will take the 50% discount and they will pub me, they will promote me. They don't expect terms. They'll pay their bill when the item is shipping or when they receive it. Most people are going through fair right now for wholesale. So you don't have to worry as much when you're working with like the little shops. What people don't tell you is the big shops, they want a discount on the wholesale price. So instead of getting it for $2.50, they want you to come down to like $1.80 in order to make their not in all cases, right? But in order to make their margins work, they want a wider margin, because, you know, they basically want enough room that if they have to discount it down, they're still making a profit, right? Understandable. And a lot of the times the trade-off is the fact that they are buying in very large quantities. Like, we're talking 1,000 units, 2,000 units, 3,000 units, which is awesome, right? So it kind of begins to even itself out. But the workload is definitely a lot more. As if you guys saw my tote bag order from 2020, you saw how much work that was. And I think that was, how many units did we sell? I think it was like 300 or so. It wasn't even that much, you know, but it was a lot of work getting it, you know, ready for the customer. And so I don't know, anyway, so that's a little bit off topic, but I have always really liked corporate because I have kind of realized that, like, whatever I tell a corporate client, they kind of just will let you know if it works in their budget or not. They don't really try and haggle, in my experience. And I work with a national, well, I guess international hotel brand. I've only worked with them here in the States, but, you know, I work with an international hotel brand, and whatever I tell them is the price is the price. Like, they don't try and beat me down or anything like that. They just spend what they need to spend, you know? And so I really like working with corporate because they have the budget. They will basically, they don't really require terms per se. We are back. I did have some lunch, and instead of like come straight back, I just went ahead and did, I believe, $2.50. So that's this first design of Empowered Women Empower Women. So that's the first set, and then I just have 50 more to go. So we're almost done with this one. Sorry, my kids, you guys already know. If you're watching a Natalie Henry Charles video, it's probably gonna be some kids in the background yelling. But basically what I wanted to tell you guys was that when working with corporate clients, sometimes you will be required to provide either like a net 30 or a net 60. So just be prepared for that as well. But for the most part, I've only been stiffed by one organization, and it was for like literally $50, so it didn't even really matter that much. But just be prepared for that as well. If you factor in the fact that, like, no matter what, any type of wholesale order, like large order, I have to pack it up anyway, so it's like not that big of a deal. And I'm getting a bulk sold all at once. I didn't have to like pre-hold the inventory, like sit on 300 of each design or anything like that. It was just kind of like, this is what it is, this is what we need, so that's what I ordered. So I really like I really like working with corporate clients. So the question is, how do you get corporate clients? This one, I actually asked her, I asked her where she found us, but she didn't answer me. She ignored that question. I kind of have a feeling it had something to do with the Today Show feature, because she contacted me probably like a week after the Today Show. So I'm thinking it probably had something to do with that, because this is a women's empowerment bundle that they're putting together for their employees, and the segment was on women's, like women-owned businesses, women's empowerment, and women-owned businesses for Valentine's Day. So it to me it kind of you know, made sense that that's probably where she found me. Oh my god, I'm sorry, my son is going crazy today. Like, I just cannot. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Every time I yell his name, he goes, okay. So he knows what he's doing. Yeah, so I'm assuming that they found us via that Today Show segment, which is like very exciting, because that opportunity literally fell in my lap. I honestly did not like do anything for it. They found me, and you know, like, to me that's the best, you know, because I didn't have to actually put in any work. I just sent them some free product and they featured me, you know. So I think that's really cool, and I'm assuming they found me there. But like, let's say you don't have a national feature, you know, where do you find these kinds of customers or clients? And so for me, it really is about networking. Most of the opportunities that I have gotten when it comes to corporate has been where basically they find me, either my social media, or you know, someone knows me. I've gotten featured locally, and that's how I got the hotel chain, you know. So it really just kind of depends on what you're doing with your social media, and then what you're doing with your media outreach. I just downloaded this really amazing marketing plan, and literally this morning I purchased it. I found it on Etsy, and it's amazing. Like, month by month, she tells you exactly what you need to be doing at every single stage in the month, and like, you know, the overview of all the things you need to get done. And I just thought it was a really great, you know, because I'm somebody, even though I'm self-employed, like obviously I'm a leader in the sense of like I can run my own business. But the one thing that I really want to change this year is I don't want to be running my business by the seat of my pants anymore. I really want to be running my business in a way that, you know, is a little bit more planned and coordinated. Okay guys, we have 300 cards here. Can you even believe it? We have 300 cards done. And then I'm gonna get started on the next set. So the next design that we have is Women You Are So Strong. Once I'm done adding the envelopes, I still have to sleeve them. So just because you see it's done here doesn't mean we're done. Or just because you see it's done here doesn't mean we're done. So yeah, where was I? Oh, that guide from Etsy. And I really felt like she showed like the first page of it, so January. And I just felt like everything that she put in January was really good. So I was like, let me take a chance. It's like $5. Like, who cares, right? And I thought, like, I'm like blown away. So I was actually out of ink in my printer. So I ordered, as soon as I saw the guide, I was like, you know what? I'm printing this out. This is something that I need to look at like all month. So I printed it out, or I'm going to print it out once I get the ink. It's supposed to come today before 3 o'clock. So soon. But yeah, I'm just trying to live my life and run my business this year a little bit more efficiently. And part of that is planning things out. I kind of realized like through the pandemic and like pandemic versus the kids going to school, I kind of realized that I'm the type of person, even though I'm a creative and I'm a free spirit, I really need structure in order to focus. And so, you know, I'm just trying to find things that help me gain that focus, right? So I purchased that. I'm thrilled with it. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, I really thought that that was a great like $5 investment. She literally tells you, like, for instance, like, I'll give you an example. In February, she's like, reach out to these editors and pitch them on stories for Easter. Like, that's amazing, you know, because obviously if you have, for instance, Easter cards, you're not really thinking about Easter until Easter rolls around. You know, that's kind of the thing about our type of business. You really have to be ahead of the game, sometimes 2 and 3 steps for you to like really make it. So if you want to start getting like national press and stuff like that, you really have to be thinking ahead of the curve. And in this new year, I'm kind of realizing that national press is really one of the things that I want to try and focus on, because the fact of the matter is that, I don't know, I just feel like it's a you help me, I help you type situation, working with reporters and journalists. So you guys know I dabbled in Facebook ads, and I do like Facebook ads, but I think it can be very costly and expensive for someone who has a lower priced product. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but my average product costs $5.50. So when it takes like $15 and $16 to acquire someone, you have to make sure that your average order value is worth it enough for it to make sense to invest that money, you know? And I have literally had people buy 1 card on my website before. And not only just before, like frequently I get people, you know, buying only 1 card, you know? So it's like, okay, does that make sense from a financial standpoint? You know what I mean? So for me, you know, I would much rather pitch to journalists and use the audience of others. So I was in a marketing class. There is this creator that I follow called, her name is Monray, and I often take, like, I've paid for her membership. It was like a 4-month period. I paid for it, but I just honestly never dove into the content, so I just stopped. Like, I just canceled it. She's not for everyone, because she does yell, but I'm kind of hard-headed, so I kind of need somebody to yell at me. So it doesn't bother me, but like, I know, for instance, like when I'm listening to it, it bothers my husband. But yeah, it doesn't really bother me. And you know, my parents are Caribbean, so I'm used to people talking loud, so it doesn't really it doesn't really affect me in any way. Yeah, I was in a class with Marketing by Monray, and she was basically saying she had a special guest, and the guest was basically saying that, you know, he was teaching quantum leaping, and not quantum leaping in the sense like, you know, like the real quantum leaping. He was talking about quantum leaping your success. And basically what he was talking about was the ability to grow your audience without doing much effort, without paying for ads. And what he was saying was that it's important to leverage other people's audiences. I say all of that to say I really liked that guide. And, you know, she even gave you direct contact for people, so you don't have to go searching around the internet. So I actually have to go. It's time for us to start getting ready to leave. So I'm gonna try and finish out. I want to at least get the envelopes done. Oh my gosh. I want to at least get the envelopes done on this part of the order. And so then basically when I come back, all I have to do is cello everything. And that way it's not like, you know, a ton of things that still have to be done on the order. It's mostly done. But the whole premise of this video is to, you know, what to expect when working with corporate clients. So I kind of went over that already. We were talking about marketing and getting, you know, getting yourself out there. We talked about that Etsy guide that I just picked up. The ink actually just came, so later tonight I am going to print it. And one of the things that I want to do when I get my outdoor studio, speaking of which, how cute is it? Like, I'm just so excited. I can't tell you guys how excited I am. When I get my studio space, one of the things that I want to do is I want to have like a command center. So every month I'll swap out all of, like, I'll swap out my calendar, I'll have a vision board up, and then what else I want to do is I also want to basically have like a monthly to-do. So I'll print out her monthly to-do, and then as I get things done, I can check it off and mark it off and say, okay, I've done this, you know, because like I said, one of the things that kind of starts to fall under the radar is the marketing aspect of things. And I just want to try and grow my Instagram, grow my YouTube, and grow my visibility online, because, you know, one of the things that Marketing by Monray teaches is that, you know, if people cannot see your brand, then they don't know you exist. And, you know, obviously I'm thankful for all of the audiences that I have built to this point, you know, but for instance, like on Instagram, 5,000 people out of however many trillion people in the world. It kind of gives you a little bit of an example of, you know, the scale. So when you think to yourself, hey, people are not buying my stuff, and you start to like really beat yourself up, it comes down more so to what are you doing to be visible? What are you doing to get out there? What are you doing for people to see you out in the world, right? So I think that is something that's very important to assess in your business. And it's something that I'm constantly assessing, and especially since I don't really like social media. Like, I don't have a problem creating the content. I have a problem posting the content, as we all know. And so, I don't know. I think having that kind of sales machine almost built in for me is something that is kind of invaluable. Like, obviously people want to see that your brand is still fresh, your socials are fresh, but it goes from having to post 5 times a day to like, okay, well, if you didn't post today, you know, it's not that big of a deal. They see that you have a recent post from this week, you know? And I think that I could spend my time a little bit more wiser than just literally here and like dancing and like trying to get views by like dancing, you know? No, we don't want to do that. So it's one of the things that I'm trying to focus on. And, you know, the thing about it is what we have to realize when we're looking for instance, a corporate client, is that they're so funny. So y'all are really gonna hear my kids because they're about to take a bath. But yeah, basically one of the important things to know when you are trying to find these corporate clients is that the people who work in their HR, their buyers, the person in charge of their corporate gifting, they are regular people too. So these regular people are consuming content from other organizations, from other platforms. So you have to kind of see like, okay, who is my avatar? Like, where do they hang out? Do they hang out on the Every Girl? Do they hang out at the Today Show? Do they hang out, you know, Tory Burch Foundation? I really hate doing the avatar work, but it really is important to understand where your audience is hanging out, because then you know where to go. I'm gonna finish up these envelopes and I will see you guys later tonight, because it's just not working with my family being extremely loud. So I will see you guys later on tonight when I'm soloing these up. See you later.